All right, everyone, this is 1.7b, combining like terms, part of our algebra review. You do now ask you to use the distributive property to simplify the following. Feel free to pause the video, work on the do now, resume it to check your accuracy afterwards. So remember, distribution, you take that number that's on the outside of your parentheses and you are distributing it to everything on the inside. And that means to multiply. So you get 3 times x plus 3 times negative 2. Okay. Then you have a constant or a number times a variable. You just push them together. 3x. A positive 3 times a negative 2 makes it negative 6. 3x minus 6. Now, on the right-hand side, you have that negative, and there's no number there. We talked about that last class. There's really a hidden 1. It's negative 1. Distribute that negative 1 to everything on the inside. So this becomes negative 1 times 3y, negative 1 times negative 2a, and negative 1 times 1. A negative 1 times a positive 3y makes a negative 3y. A negative 1 times a negative 2a makes a positive 2a. A negative 1 times a positive 1 makes negative 1. Your vocabulary terms, feel free to pause, in between each one, make sure you get the whole definition. Term or terms are numbers or variables that are separated by a plus or a minus sign. Numbers or variables separated by a plus or a minus sign. For example, if I have x plus 3 minus 7b plus 10x minus 5, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 terms, all separated by pluses and minuses. Now, like terms are terms that have the same variable and exponent. So, for example, 3x squared minus 7b plus 4a minus 5 plus 2x squared plus 10b. I'm going to look for the same variable, x and x, but they also need the same exponent, x squared, x squared. So 3x squared and 2x squared are like terms. If you keep looking, I see a negative 7b and a positive 10b. Those are like terms. 4a, I don't see another a in there. And minus 5 is just a regular constant, a regular number. And there's no other just plain number in there. So those do not have any like terms. So it says identify all the like terms for 3x. So you're looking for an x with no exponent, which is really x to the first. Okay? But it has no exponent. So negative 120 doesn't have an x. 10x has an x. Now, everyone gets confused. You see 20x squared, they see the x and they believe it's a like term, but it's not, because this is x to the second. Okay? That exponent of 2 actually ruins it. They would not be like terms because they do not have the same exponent. 30y, no good. Plain old 3 needs an x. Regular x, that is a like term. 20b and 40v, no good. On the bottom here, they just have a little question for you. Is negative 32y to the third a like term of 3.5y to the third? Why or why not? We'll take a look. The variable is y, exponent is to the third, or 3. 3.5 also has y to the 3. Are they like terms? Yes. They have the same variable and variable's exponent. So, simplifying expressions by combining like terms. You're going to identify your like terms and then combine them using the operation in front. I see a positive 6D. I also see a positive or plus 3D. When you have like terms, you just add the coefficients in front. 6 plus 3 makes 9. 9D. Now you also have negative E minus 2E. So remember, this is really negative 1. Negative 1 minus 2 makes negative 3E. And there's your answer, 9D minus 3E. On the next one, I see a B minus 6B. Well, this is really 1, so 1 minus 6 makes negative 5B. I see a negative 3n plus 2n. Well, negative 3 plus 2 makes negative 1n. Plus 12 is all by itself. There's no other constant. Plus 12. All right. Now, for number 3, we start out with a constant. I always save my constants for last. So let's move forward. Negative 5c plus 9c. Negative 5 plus 9. Oops, sorry about that, guys. Negative 5 plus 9 makes positive 4. So 4c. Keep looking. We have negative d, but there's nothing to go with it, so just bring it down. Negative d. And like I said, save those constants for last. We have 7 plus 2, which makes 9, so plus 9. On the right-hand side, again, skip that constant of 23, save that for last. Plus 8m minus 5m. 8 minus 5 makes 3, 3m. Plus 4m, all by itself. And then we have 23 minus 27, which makes negative 4. Now they're asking you to use the distributive property and then combine like terms. Now, I see two numbers outside of the parentheses here. You take the one closest to the parentheses, which would be the 3 times right here. Draw your arrows. So we get negative 5n plus 3 times 6 plus 3 times 7n. Negative 5n plus 3 times 6 is 18, and 3 times 7 is 21n. Combine your like terms. I see a negative 5n plus 21n, which makes 16n plus 18. On this side, don't forget to squeeze your negative 1 in there. That's the number you're distributing. Negative 2n minus 1 times 9 minus 1 times negative 10n. We get negative 2n minus 9 plus 10n. Negative 2 plus 10 makes 8. 8n minus 9. Okay. I'm going to do one of these. You try the rest on your own. And of course, always do the exit slip at the end. I look forward to seeing your work when you submit it via Google Voice. Okay, so let's take an example here. Let's take this one. Here are my numbers that are being distributed. negative 3 times 10b, and negative 3 times, 10. Then on the back side, we have positive 5 times b and positive 5 times 2. Negative 3 times 10b makes negative 30b. Negative 3 times 10 makes negative 30. 5 times b makes positive 5b. And 5 times 2 makes 10. Combine your like terms. Negative 30b plus 5b makes negative 25b. Negative 30 plus 10 makes negative 20. Okay, try the next 3 on your own. Don't forget to submit your work. I'll check your answers when you're done. And of course, don't forget to do the exit slip. You have a multiple choice question, and then they want you to simplify on the bottom. All right, don't forget, submit your work via email or